What is going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about a story out of the Jacksonville, Florida area of the world. There was a Microsoft executive by the name of Jared, Bridegan? And he lost his life. He was killed in an ambush. He was ambushed while he was dropping off his kids to his ex-wife's house. I've heard of similar stories. And they found out what happened, and his ex-wife by the name of Shanna Gardner-Fernandez, she was arrested for plotting his untimely demise with her new husband, Mario, who was arrested along with a guy by the name of Tenon. He is the brother for whatever reason decided to do this. They had to get a patsy. They had to get somebody to put this on because the new husband wasn't going to do it and she wasn't going to do it. But it happened, and over a year went by. And no charges were brought until a year later. Not only was Shanna arrested, but Mario and Tenon was arrested as well. And according to the Microsoft executive's current wife or widow, the grandparents, who are Shanna's parents, they are business owners in Utah. They have a company that they own in Utah, and they have pretty much taken over custody of the children. And they have been keeping the children away from their father's side of the family. You know, this woman, Shanna, has destroyed so many lives. This is a horrible human being. And I know when you do stories like this, you're supposed to keep a sort of, keep things about the story. But you can tell a story and point out the fact that this person wasn't a good person. If I'm looking at everything that I am looking at, all the reports, everything that's been put out here, the fact that they investigated for a year, they didn't rush to judgment. The case didn't go cold. They took the time to look through the evidence, and then they were then able to make arrests. But according to Jared's widow, his ex-wife was taking the children on vacations with her new husband, right? The guy who helped her orchestrate this. That is sick. And with the grandparents as well. Now, the grandparents have not been considered to be suspects in this, but I don't know, man. That family seems very hands-on. They seem very invested in the grandchildren, more so than they probably should, because again, you're going on vacations with her parents. You don't think that she might have slipped up and told her parents the truth? I mean, the truth is going to be put out here eventually. I just think this whole story is sad. What was this for? This man, she had moved on. Jared had moved on. But we're going to get into the story. We're going to look at this from the widow's perspective and how two people who apparently had moved on from each other, how you have a wife in Shanna who just couldn't take it anymore, and she had to orchestrate this. Now, maybe she wasn't going to get any support. Maybe he was going to file for primary custody. She couldn't have that. And the story goes on. We've seen stories like this. There was a story of a woman who was the wife of an ex-Auburn football player. This was a huge story. She was lining him up to be taken out by her side dude. She was somewhere in Jamaica with her side dude. That's how she got arrested. And she was trying to get somebody to take out her husband. She's arrested, put in jail. Then the guy who was going to be victimized by her ended up bailing her out of jail. I don't know what's wrong with some of you guys. This was a clear sign from the Most High that you might want to leave this woman alone. But some of you guys just don't get it. You really don't. Now I'm going to look at this story. We're going to get into this. According to Yahoo News, the widow of slain Microsoft executive Jared, Bridegan, said watching the woman she believes orchestrated her husband's demise live free for the past year was like salt in the wound. That abruptly changed Thursday morning when Jared's ex-wife Shanna Gardner-Fernandez was finally arrested for his merciless slaying. Gardner-Fernandez, who shares twins, now 12, with Jared, is accused of plotting his demise with her new husband, Mario, and his former tenant, Tenon, who admitted he was the shooter. It has been like salt in the wound, Kristen, who's 32, told Fox News Digital in her first sit-down interview since Gardner-Fernandez indictment on Friday on first-degree murder charges, first-degree murder and other charges. She's taken the twins on vacation conversations immediately after with Mario, with her parents, with people that we felt very strongly were involved in this. It's sick. Jared was struck February 16th of 2022 in front of his 2-year-old daughter Bexley after dropping off the twins at his ex-wife's house in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. The tire placed in the middle of the road lured him from his car. Kristen, with whom he shares Bexley, and their infant daughter London were at home at the time. That night, Kristen said that she knew Gardner-Fernandez and her husband were behind the slayings and told detectives these two people need to be looked at. Gardner-Fernandez and Jared divorced in 2015, but continued to battle over custody of the twins and finances up until his death. I knew that what it was. She wanted support. She wanted the children. He was probably on the verge of winning full custody. I think he was on the verge of winning full custody and she just couldn't have it. She couldn't lose. She wasn't about to lose this. 1 month after the shocking incident, Gardner-Fernandez, her husband, the twins, and her parents, Shelly and Sterling Gardner, celebrated spring break at Club Med, Sandpiper Bay. They were celebrating their crime. I believe that they were celebrating the crime. I would not be shocked, and again, this is my opinion, if the parents knew about it. 1 month after those children lose their father, you're celebrating with their new husband, right? Like she got away with it, or she thought she was gonna get away with it. On March 24th, days after Jared was buried, Shelly posted photos of the vacation on her blog of them paddleboarding, kayaking, and building sandcastles. Weeks later, Gardner-Fernandez cut off all contact between the twins and their half-siblings. You just heard more of the children knowing that one day they're going to realize those memories and those vacations were made with people that were part of their father's death. Kirsten told Fox News Digital as Jared's brothers Adam and Justin sat beside her. Although Kirsten is deeply grateful that Gardner-Fernandez and her alleged accomplices have been indicted and jailed, is bittersweet. My heart just breaks for them, she said of the twins, her eyes welling with tears. You lost your dad. You may be just barely coming out of that fog, and now you're faced with the reality that your mom was arrested in relation to the horrific nightmare, and now both of your parents are gone. After the Melissa Nelson, state attorney for Jacksonville's 4th Judicial District, announced the arrest of Gardner-Fernandez at a news conference Thursday, Kirsten read a brief statement pleading with Gardner family to let them see the twins. That's what the parents should do. If the parents refuses to do that, that tells you everything you need to know. That tells you what type of people that they are. It says we are their family. We love them. We have prayed for them every single day for the last 547 days since they were ripped away and isolated from us, Kirsten tearfully told reporters. Shelly and Sterling, who own a lucrative papercraft company, Stamping Up, have stood by their daughter since the crime. They helped Gardner-Fernandez relocate from Jacksonville Beach to West Richland, Washington, buying her a $1 million home where she was arrested earlier this month. This family is such enablers. This woman, Shanna's family, are such enablers. And she I wouldn't be surprised if she's the only child. I made direct pleas to Shanna, to Sterling Gardner, to Shelly Gardner, and I have been denied or ignored every single time, said Kirsten. It's excruciating. You know, I was a parent to them for nearly 5 years. Justin added that the twins will never get this time back, their missing birthdays and family gatherings with their cousins and siblings, and more importantly, support to help them heal from their staggering loss. Kirsten told Fox News Digital that even though Jared is gone, she still feels his presence. She says, I just feel he's trying to help out even though he's not here, she said of Jared, reminding her to check on the girls. It's so sweet, and it also doesn't numb the pain. Jared missed Bexley's first day of school this week, London's first birthday, and her taking her first steps. You know, they have a child together as well. And also, let me get to Shanna. Shanna is still in Washington as of me recording this video. She is refusing to be extradited to Florida, which is hurting her case. The longer she stays in Washington and refuses to be extradited, it's gonna be hard for her attorneys there to get working on the case. But she knows she's guilty, and she knows that once she goes to Florida, she's not getting out of jail. Doesn't matter how rich her parents is. Florida, they're tough on crime in Florida, especially when you take the life of somebody. That's like an automatic life sentence. This is what the grandparents had to say. Words cannot accurately express the depth of our sadness. Family is our top priority. We love our daughter and are focused on supporting her and our entire family as we help our grandchildren navigate this difficult time and very confusing time. For their sake and all involved, we caution against further speculation and request privacy as the legal process runs its course. In the meantime, we are thankful for the continued support, thoughtfulness, and prayers being so generously shared by friends and loved ones. But you won't let those girls see their other half of their family. Why is that? Why have you not done right by those children? Because you're just like your daughter. You raised her. The fact that the girl that you raised, Shanna Gardner-Fernandez, the fact that you raised a female who was capable of this shows me the type of people you are and why you're keeping those children away from their father's family. Probably don't even have a problem with what has gone on here, because your family's probably all about winning. You're a rich, successful family. Your daughter wanted to win custody by any means necessary, and she was willing to throw away the lives of this Tenon, her new husband. And there was reports. I saw a report where they say she was distancing herself from this guy. She was starting to distance herself from him. This is her new husband, because she knew that the writing was on the wall, and she knew that eventually they were going to catch her and they were going to put her in jail. And I'm telling you right now, in the state of Florida, you take somebody's life and you're found guilty, you get you're getting a life sentence. That's why she doesn't want to go to Florida. But you did this crime nobody else did, and you're going to have to pay for it. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.